everybody, it's time, and guess what time it is? Yes, it's 4th of July week. You know I love this week, but I'm going to take him off for a minute so I can see. Let's make sure that everything is loading up. If you can see me, I think you can hear me. Tell me, it's at a different time. I've just thrown you guys all around, but my electricity is on. We'll cross our fingers and hope for the best. Let me double check over here. Yep, we are good there. I am not down here yet, so hang on a minute. There we go. Oh, I am not alone. I am not alone. Yay, I love that. But I can see that there's many of you watching, but please say something. Tell me what your temp is today. I tell you, I've been sweating so much. I have gotten my little fan out. This little guy is amazing. You can't, when you feel that heat coming on, you just turn it on. I love it. My son got me one to go to Disney World last year. I was so glad I had it, and I had to bring it out again. It is so stinking hot. And knowing my electricity was going to go out, I cranked the AC up as far as I could crank it this morning before the power went out. So I said, I want this house to have ice cubes on it so that when the electricity goes off and I don't have any AC, that I'm going to be okay for a few hours. I don't know. Hi, Melinda. Hello, hello. So what is your temperature? My temperature here, we're only like at 90 today, but it seemed a lot hotter. We went outside and ate ice cream because I thought it's got to be good outside. And if you got ice cream, you're going to be okay, right? I don't know. Just gearing up. I think it's just going to get hotter. They say we're supposed to be hotter and drier for the next month. It's going to be very, very hot. But I'm getting my shades on because it makes me happy. And look at this. I even got the hat. I even got more. I am ready for the holiday. I am ready to go. There's so much of this, I tell you. One year, and it was I think last year, I think I'm going to make Britt wear this on Friday. It's her birthday. I think I should, right? Doesn't work very well if I'm trying to read, and this does not work very well if I'm trying to look at something. But where was I going? The holiday is coming up, and I'm getting all geared up. Oh, one year I bought what I thought was a really pretty garland with a bunting on it. I thought it was really wonderful. I thought I'll put that on my deck out front. It'll be up high. People will see this, and they know I'm patriotic, right? And when I got it out of the package, it was only about this wide and this tall. You couldn't see it if you put it on the fireplace. And there were 4 of them in it. I thought, well, that would go really long. I need to read directions more. It didn't go anywhere. It was not nice. It was not a good pretty. It was not good at all. All right, looks like I need to fix my hair after that hat. Okay, I have a burning question for you. Let me see if you can answer this. Let me switch cameras. All right, when you get dots, do you eat just the orange ones or the red ones or the green ones or the yellow, or do you care? Do you just pull them out and eat them, or are you selective about which ones you get? So when we get dots, I usually share with my husband, right? Because that's the only nice thing to do. I eat all the red ones, and the whole rule is if you pull out a red one, you have to give it to me. You don't get it. So I'm going to save these. I'm going to pick all the red ones. Why can't you just buy red ones? Or does it make it even better when you have to throw an orange the orange and yellow, they're not bad, but I just like the red ones. I don't know. I just want the red ones. But maybe the orange and the yellow ones make you appreciate the red ones more. I'm not sure. Okay, I got a fun fact for you. Hi, Dolores. Yes, I love red, white, and blue, Melinda. This is my thing. This is where I go. This is where I'm happy. Oh, Dolores says, I don't like the green ones. Jan, you don't like any of them? Can you watch a movie without dots? You got to have dots, right? When we would travel a lot, when the kids were younger and we go on road trips and things, Larry would always pull out the Good and Plenty. That was his road trip food. And so now the kids have memories of the Good and Plenty, but they hate them. They don't even like them. And I do not like black licorice, but I like Good and Plenty because it's got the sugar coating on it and it's good. And do I pick out the ones that I like? Yes, I do. I don't eat the white ones. I don't like the white ones. I'll take the pink ones. I know that's kind of weird. All right. Oh, I have a fun fact, and I've been following this for a few years. When about every 11 years, let me stumble on that one some more. About every 11 years, the sun, I don't get this, probably because I just don't understand it. In fact, there are a lot of things I don't understand. Driving in the car yesterday, I had my 15-year-old grandson trying to explain to me clouds. I tell you, that's one thing that really bugs me. You fly through them, they hang in the air, but they're water. How does that happen, right? I just don't get it. So he spent a 30-minute trip explaining clouds to me. Well, here's another mind-boggling thing. The sun shifts its axis completely every 11 years. And it takes about 1 to 2 years for the process to complete, but during that, it is shifting. And they said sunspots are more prevalent, and they say you probably wouldn't even know it because it happened in 2013, and I didn't even pay attention to it. But I'm watching it because it's going on right now, and it started the process of shifting, and I think, how's this going to work? Why is it shifting magnetic fields? I mean, it's got to affect us, right? And I read a report about a year ago when they were thinking of the sun making that shift, and they said the other side of the sun has so many flares on it that it's going to disrupt all of our communication. Well, it hasn't done it yet, and I haven't seen any reports that that's a concern right now, but it was. And what if, right? What's going on? Even the tide and the moon. Why? The moon pulls on the water, and it causes the water on the earth to do. Doesn't that kind of make you feel crazy? Am I the only one? Please don't tell me I'm the only one. I try not to think about it at night because I want to sleep. No more Ambien nights for me. We've learned what that does to me. Can't do that. Can't do that. All right, I have another fun fact because I like maybe things that are a little bit out there. And I know I'm going to get to something too in a minute. I promise you. But I kind of like psychology in the fact that the things that your brain can do and does do and whatever, right? Well, your brain can sense that someone's staring at you even when you're asleep. Do you believe that one? Tell me if you do. All right, here's another one. If you imagine a conversation that you have with someone, that your brain reacts to it as if you really had that conversation. What do you think about that one? So I can see where this one is a good thing, because if you are going to do maybe a presentation in front of a large audience, if you imagine yourself giving that presentation and how the people will react, then your brain is going to settle in and enjoy it and maybe do a better job. What do you think of that? Okay, here's a third one. Your brain can create false memories and they will feel 100% real. And we've heard about that study before, but that's interesting. Okay, here's another one. Your subconscious notices red flags before your conscience does. Conscious. I said that wrong. So your subconscious notices red flags before your conscious does. So you have to listen to your gut, right? So when you feel like it's not right, don't do it. All right, so you guys are being too quiet. You're being too darn quiet. Say something. I can see you're talking, but Say it again. All right, I got one more on the brain. And this one's a really good one because if you smile, even if it's a fake smile, you're tricking your brain into being happy. Isn't that true? Does that happen? In fact, there was that study done that they talked about water, how water fluids react to positive comments or happy comments as compared to being angry, that the water molecules change, whether you're happy or whether you're sad or whether you're angry. Everything will change. And so if you act like you're happy, you're going to be happier. You're just tricking your brain right into it. So go for it. All right. Did any of that, am I getting through? Is anything happening there? Well, you guys are too quiet. I can see you're there. I hope we're not freezing because that happens sometimes, right? All right, I got someone asking me if I would thread the serger for you. And you know how I love to thread the serger, so I'm happy to do it. So let's go right over to the serger. And here we are. I'm going to be on the Triumph today because that gives me the opportunity to have a lot of different places to thread. All right, I am going to thread, and I brought another light in hoping that that will help the burden of seeing everything at once. I think I dropped my thread. Just a sec. All right, so I've got some orange thread right here. I don't have my little plastic cone on there. I'm not going to worry about it. I'm going to thread the cover looper. This one is done a little bit different than your regular loopers. That's why I want to cover this one. So this one, if you have an ovation, if you have an accolade, if you have something different than mine, this may be turned flat against the side of the machine. If you have the one that is out like mine, you're going to go through the front to the back. If you're going to have if it's more flat towards your machine, then you're going to go from the outside to the inside, okay? But this one just has it front to back. I don't want you to be afraid of your sergers. I think that's what a lot of people will say, oh, I'm scared. I don't want to have a serger because I'm afraid of it, or I have a serger and I don't dare use it. I don't know what it's going to do. Well, don't be afraid. All right, I'm going to put that down for a minute. Right back here, there's a little wing. It's going to go behind the wing, like that. Is going to come up over right there. You might have a dial right here instead of a paddle, because this puts my foot up and down. This dial right here might be on the side. Just know it goes through that guide up there, under the wing, up and over. Even if you've got a dial right there, it goes up and over the dial. All right, then I'm going to turn a little bit here. This right here is not going to mean anything to me especially when I'm doing the chain and cover, excuse me, the overlock, whatever. I'm doing chain and cover, excuse me. I'm just trying to figure out what I'm going to show you next. Let me get this down where you can see. So right now I'm going to put it in my C port. This is for the chain and the cover. And I've got it in the right spot up here. I've taken it down through here. I'm ready to go. And I'm going to put it in that hole. But first I have to lock my pipes in place. I'm going to put it down in threading mode. And if you've got a baby log, there is no fear. You're going to be friends before you know it, because this is a game changer. I'm going to turn my hand wheel till my pipes right down here lock in place. You may not be able to see it, but you'll be able to hear it. Listen. There they go. They are locked in place. All right, so now I'm going to put this. I want to pull about 15 to 18 inches out. If you touch your thread to your lap, it will be plenty long. I'm going to put it right in that port right there. Let me get this so it's not tangled. And there's static, so it's going to be a little staticky. Now it shoots it through. But what you don't see is going to be in this little compartment right there, and it's there. So I've got it done. I don't want to pull it out. I don't need to pull it out. I just need to make sure it's there. All right, that is threaded. I'm going to pull that out because we're going to do something else now. I'm going to move this guy right off of here. All right, if we are going to do just the overlock one, I'm going to move my pipes out of place again and turn my hand wheel. And now I'm going to lock my pipes in place. I just like to do it. It's just fun to do. All right, I'm going to put it down. I think you saw it that time. They locked in place. All right, to do my overlock loopers, I'm going to do my upper looper. And you can't see where I'm going up here because it's going through the threading telescope up in the top. And whenever you do your needles or anything, you've got to make sure you've got it in the right thread guide up here. And there's a little clip back here that you've got to make sure it is locked into. So I can't hold the camera at the same time. So I'm going to do my upper looper. I'm going to go clear over here. Listen, when you click it in place, you know it's in place. Now, if I tried to sew and I just went down here without clicking it in place, you see how my thread, let me see if I can show you that. My thread is kind of hovering up here. It's not clicked into place back there. Now, you think that might be okay, but if ever you get an ugly stitch and say, I know I threaded it right, you got to check that. Because if you don't have that clicked in place, it affects your stitch. Make sure your foot is up too when you thread it, because it opens in all of those places where the thread to go. But it's got to be locked in place. And once again, pull about 15 to 18 inches down. And if you've got a fuzzy end on your thread, give it a good clip. You've got to have a nice clean edge. And there's my upper looper. I'm going to put it in the port. And I know some people have said, oh, you got to have a half inch down that port. You don't. Just poke a little bit in. If you want to poke more, that's okay, but you really don't need much. It's just got to be able to grab that thread and shove it through. And you may not have seen that happen because it happened so fast, but I'm going to pull it out and I'm going to let you see that again because it is fun. And when you're doing yours, this is how easy it is. You don't have to stand on your head and cross your fingers to thread your machine. All right, so I've taken the foot off so there's a clear view of when that shoots through. It'll shoot through right across there. That's my upper looper. There it goes. It's right there. And it was that easy. That easy. Don't you love it? All right, let me get to another part here. I'm going to pull that out of the way. If you have any questions or comments or anything else while we're working here, please let me know. What if I have a thread like this? And I would normally have like a thread net on this. And the reason being is because this is going to spool off and maybe puddle underneath and get caught on this or even on something on my machine that I don't want it to. But no worries at all. I will use a thread net. It'll come out the top and the thread net will kind of hug it around the sides. So it's just going to keep it in control. It's not going to stop it from running. It's just going to keep it in control. All right, so I want to show you that this one may have a hard time going down those holes. It may, and this one might shoot through nicely. This is not a 12 weight. This is more of a, I'm not really sure what this one is. It's a Glamour Wonderfill, a glitter. I love the glitter threads, but sometimes they just don't want to thread very well. There's an alternate threading path that I want to talk about. Someone asked if I'd show how to get it in that threading path because those paths are right there. That means I'm going to skip all of this right here. I'm going to skip it. I'm going to put you down a little bit more because skipping this part is sometimes a little harder for, maybe it doesn't want to go through. If you have a thread that will still be able to go through there, let me show you how you can use your thread cradle. All right, so if I'm going to do my upper looper, what I have here is that I have just some regular serger thread, and I've got a loop. So I've got it looped on itself. So I have my two ends right here, and I have a loop right here. So what I'm going to do, let me do that upper looper again, just so you know that this is a good way to do it. I'm going to hang on to the loop. Now you can also do this with the wire that came with your machine, but to me it's just as easy to get this thread cradle out. I'm going to shoot it through. Now it is shot through right out here. There it is. Now I can move that back and forth, and that's what's going to allow me to thread a crazy thread through there. So let me just bring this over and show you how easy that is to do. Once again, this is my upper looper. I'm going to make sure it's clicked in the back. And what I'll want to do now, I need to have enough pulled out that it will pull it through. And I'm just going to loop. I'm not even going to loop. I'm not going to tie. I'm just going to kind of put it through that loop. And then I'm going to pull on this over here, get a hold of it, and it is going to pull that thread nicely through my looper right there. All right, that's one way to do it. What if my thread is too thick to go down through here, even with the thread cradle? Well, let's show you how to do that, because I have these alternate paths right here. I have upper, there's a U right there, an L and a C, upper, lower, and chain. All right, so I'm going to say this is my upper. And now I'm going to still, once again, this is where it's going to get a little different. I'm still going to put my thread cradle down into my upper looper port. I'm still going to hang on to the end of it where the loop is, because I don't want it to shoot all the way through. Because if it does, then I just have to start over because I've lost my loop. But this time, let me get my screwdriver out. This time, I am going to disengage my pipes. And now, because I don't want to go through here with my really heavy thread, I want to skip that. I want to go through this port right here and come straight down to where it's going to go through down here. So I'm going to watch this. I'm going to pull right there. So now I have my cradle, my thread cradle coming out down here. So I'm going to skip this area right here, and I am going to put this down, the upper looper port right there, right there. I put it through that metal part. I am once again going to loop it through my loop, my little loop right here. I'm not going to tie it. I'm just going to loop it through. And now I'm going to just pull it directly through and come out the looper up there. So all I've done is I have skipped this part right here, and it will still sew perfectly. It'll still sew beautifully. It's just that you skip this part because maybe it's too thick to go through there, or just too unruly, something that you just want to be able to skip right there. Now, did you know that you could even put like a 1/16 inch ribbon in this and serge with it in your loopers? I do want to caution you that your loopers are the only ones can have that heavier thread, and your needle is really just got to be the regular serger thread. I know I've seen some people use a larger needle and put heavier threads in the needles. I don't, because you're really not going to see them. It's just a plain sewing. The beauty comes in with the loopers. So that's where I like to do all of my fancy stuff. All right, how did that go? Did anybody have any questions on that? We covered a lot of stuff. Yes, we did. And now I want you to love your serger. Love everything about it, because what's not to love, right? Right, because it will do everything. In fact, I just finished a couple of projects on the Applaud and a couple of projects on the Triumph that I'm going to be sharing as I travel, and maybe some as I'm not traveling. We'll see how that goes. And I'm hoping that you will just get your serger out, love it, use it, and it'll love you back, I tell you. All right, I'm going to put the glasses back on because it is time to say goodbye. But what it's time for is for you to have a great weekend. If you're going to be barbecuing with the family, this doesn't go so well with my glasses. In fact, this hat, look at this. It doesn't really fit. I'm going to make my daughter wear this on Friday, because she's going to be here because it's her birthday. And we are going to party hardy, and we're going to have some fun. And if you do something fun, I'd love to hear about it. Share your ideas. Share what you do for your 4th of July, because I'll tell you, it's my favorite holiday because it's warm. You got family, friends, and fun, right? And food. We got 4 things: family, friends, fun, and food. I love it. All right. And I think I shared this with you the other day, but I'm going to share it again, because we talked about the brain being so important, because you can be what you want to be, say what you want to say, and feel it. You know, everything is controlled in that thing you got upstairs. So your mind is a magnet. If you think blessings, you'll have blessings. If you think problems, then you're going to cultivate problems. So think about what you want to cultivate. Do you want to be positive? Do you want to be happy? Do you want to sow some beautiful things? Do you want to make great things? Do you want to have fun with your family? Do you want to have a great weekend? Do it, because it's all up there. You can do it. Okay, I'm going to sign off, and I will see you. I haven't flipped my calendar. I don't know when I'll see you next week. I'll keep you posted, though. It's a little crazy time, right? It is. Everybody's on vacation. You're all doing fun things. It's a little crazy. I want to do some fun things, too, and I think I will. All right, I am going to sign off right now. I will see you next week. Have a great 4th of July, okay? It's a wonderful weekend, especially when it's on Friday. You got Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Some people are taking Monday off, too. Go and have fun, all right? Bye-bye, everybody.